F1 breaking news, new upgrades, Mercedes. Are you a die-hard fan of F1 racing? Would you love to keep yourself updated with all the F1 news? If you're regularly watching and keeping up with F1, then you'll know the Spanish Grand Prix is going on and also the competitiveness of Mercedes as well. Hey, let's get back into another great video, and welcome to Formula One News, where today we'll discuss the insane plan for Mercedes. Are you guys excited? Without any further delay, let's dive into the video, and make sure you please hit the bell icon and subscribe to the channel to get all the updates about our channel. After the success of their significant floor upgrade in the Spanish Grand Prix, Mercedes believe that they are on the road back to full competitiveness. This comes after a race in which George Russell finished on the podium on merit, and Lewis Hamilton showed terrific pace in recovering from his first lap incident with Kevin Magnussen's Haas. Lewis Hamilton has only made one public appearance since the painful and dramatic conclusion to his Formula One season in 2021, and that was to receive his knighthood. Even the most illustrious names in Formula One have to answer the phone when the title is on the line. The fact that Hamilton and Mercedes team chief Toto Wolff did not attend the season-ending awards dinner will almost certainly result in a grid penalty for the season-opening Bahrain Grand Prix, which takes place Sunday, March 20th. Despite Lewis Hamilton's historically poor performance in qualifying due to a setup approach that did not pay off, Mercedes brought a new rear wing design to Saudi Arabia. Despite this, Mercedes remained well off the pace of Ferrari and Red Bull, but was still a clear best of the rest. Still, Hamilton was able to claw his way back into the points with the assistance of several drivers who did not finish their races, and he had a fantastic duel with the Haas driven by Kevin Magnussen. It is anticipated that Mercedes would perform a significant update before the third race of the 2022 season. This takes place on an altered version of the Albert Park circuit, which will soon include a layout that is more fluid and faster, along with 4 DRS zones. In this respect, it will be more similar to the Jeddah Corniche circuit than it was before. The team believes that they have a better understanding of the porpoising issue, which before this race had required them to operate the vehicle at a rear ride height that was far below its optimal setting, which limited its downforce. Before leaving for Spain, a significant improvement was made to the car's floor in preparation for the 100-kilometer filming day that took place at Paul Ricard. A new layer sits above an older one. Because of the way the new outer floor is shaped, the tunnel will likely have a higher ceiling, and the extension ramp at the back may also have a steeper pitch. Even though we've not yet seen the underfloor, modifications to the geometry of the Venturi tunnel may be inferred from the portion of the floor that is revealed above it, as Giorgio Piola illustrates in the drawing that can be found here. On the floor's outer border, there's now a fillet that resembles a strip and looks to be a modular piece that allows the tunnel form to be tweaked according to the requirements. The center of the 3 red arrows points to this area. There is a raised spot slightly inboard of it, which gives the impression that the tunnel has a higher ceiling in this particular region. It seems as though the whole inboard profile of the tunnel has been altered, and it also seems as though the angle of the extension ramp at the back has been increased. Along with the alterations to the contours, there's also significantly different handling of the floor edges, which produces the proper vortex control for the updated underfloor form. The floor would theoretically be less likely to experience porpoising if it had a higher ceiling and a larger expansion angle, since the higher ceiling would make it less likely that the airflow would stall at the lowest ride heights. According to Hamilton, this is the very first time that they've been able to drive down the straight without bouncing. Although there is some bouncing still, the situation has much improved. Russell continued by saying, "The car is behaving differently from how it did before, and it's far better." Because there was no porpoising on the straight, the car's top straight line speed was significantly increased, and Hamilton was the one who qualified first after going through the trap. The accompanying graph demonstrates exactly how significantly the bouncing motion has been decreased. In fact, the W13 was one of the least afflicted of all the vehicles that were tested in Barcelona. This is something that we can observe for ourselves. The crew's convinced that they can finally begin to fully develop it, and they're also confident that there's more to come now that the process of setting up the vehicle no longer consists entirely of raising the ride height until the porpoising is under control. Lewis Hamilton and George Russell got off to a rough start in the 2022 season, but a slew of modifications that were introduced in Barcelona over the weekend completely changed the W13's racing ability. It was Hamilton's push from near the back of the race on the first lap to finish 5th that has encouraged the German car maker. Although Russell fought the Red Bulls on his way to a podium finish, it was Hamilton's performance that truly impressed the German car manufacturer. According to the head of the team, Toto Wolff, Lewis Hamilton's speed indicated that Mercedes had the quickest package overall, and it provided a ray of hope that the team might return to the form that had won them the championship in the past. That looked like a world championship winning race car that he was driving, and that would not have been feasible in the prior races, Wolff said regarding Hamilton. That was not doable in the previous races. That brought to mind the previous year as well as the years before that, when a car was truly performing at the height of its capabilities. When asked if he, therefore, believed that Mercedes now believed that it could haul itself into the championship fight between Ferrari and Red Bull, Wolff said, "Yes. I saw a race car today that brought back memories of the race cars from previous seasons. In those races, you would start more than 30 seconds behind the rest of the field, but by the end of the race, you would be in the lead and very close to the podium." That is an optimistic sign, and it demonstrates that we have progressed farther. Is it possible for us to compete for the global championship? Well, we bet we can, but all that is required for us to have an automobile that can come in first and second place. And I believe that there are good grounds for us to believe that we can arrive at our destination. If you take a look at the odds, you'll see that they are stacked against us. On the other hand, auto racing's a whole other game. The results of today's competition showed that Ferrari did not score as many points as they should have. To get back into the game, we're giving it our utmost all and working as hard as we possibly can. Russell is far closer to Max Verstappen in the drivers' rankings than Hamilton is, since he is only 36 points behind him. Hamilton's now 64 points behind Verstappen, who leads the championship. Mercedes is in third place in the Constructors' Championship with 120 points. They are 49 points behind Ferrari and 75 behind Red Bull. Wolff believes that the modifications made to the W13 have significantly narrowed the distance that separates them from the top two teams, yet he acknowledges that the gap has not been eliminated. According to him, these rules have in a way caught us off guard, and step by step we are recognizing what we need to do to get the performance back into the car. This past weekend, we witnessed yet another significant improvement, and we have likely cut the gap between ourselves and the leaders in our field in half. However, there is still a significant distance to travel before we can be considered a serious contender in this fight. Having said that, George and I are in third place, which is a respectable position. It was impossible to believe his driving, let alone his defense replacement. I'm proud of you, and in a way it makes me pleased to know that you have such potential to become a big celebrity or a great driver. So, I think that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, then please give this video a thumbs up, and make sure you smash that subscribe button, and press the bell icon so you will never miss any updates. And if you have any questions or comments on your mind, please let us know in the comment box. We check on here, and we're happy to help you with any comments that you may have. And one more thing, make sure you check out our channel, where you will find more really cool stuff. We update it all the time. Have a great rest of your day, and thank you so much for watching.